Go watch The Penguin. It is such a good show. I'm so glad I ended up watching it. I've been meaning to watch it until I finally caught up last week, and I don't regret it, unlike other shows. Ugh. But yeah, this is mainly going to be my mid-season review. I'm still working around what to do when it comes to reviewing TV shows. As you can tell, I did review Agatha for a good bit, and then I dropped it because it was boring, and obviously some stuff happened after I dropped it, but I honestly don't care. Couldn't give a shit, to be honest.
Bonerific 69.
Why are you even here?
And that fan base is just as crazy as the Acolyte fan base. Let's be honest, we may as well just separate that fan group from the Marvel general audience, to be honest. Sorry, but not sorry. But yeah, I've been meaning to upload a mid-season review. By the time I upload this, episode 5 will come out. I want to provide my thoughts on the show in general, kind of like a first impressions. I'm not going to go beat by beat with each episode at the moment. I'm just going to tell the general stuff that I truly love about this show. But hey, better late than never, I guess. That's what happens when you start a new position, but it kind of feels like a whole new job in general, but I'm not going to get into it. Let's just say that, yeah, my scheduling is going to be very complicated when it comes to making YouTube videos, so I'm hoping to save up for a gaming laptop so I can edit on the go, because I can't rely on the PC anymore, to be honest. But anyways, Penguin, wow. Wow, I mean, after watching several trailers building up towards the show's release, it definitely caught my attention even more, because I'm pretty sure a lot of us at first thought, why do we need a Penguin show? I mean, The Batman's a good movie. I would say they kind of messed up the Riddler at the end. I think that was a bit unintentionally funny to me personally, because they were trying to make him more like a YouTuber incel, and it was just, I find it was cringe and it was just dumb. It just undermines the whole terror of the Riddler himself.
Hey guys, thanks for all the comments, and a special thanks to everyone for the tips on detonators.
What the hell was that?
That was probably the biggest criticism to the Batman, in my personal opinion. But anyways, The Penguin is definitely, I don't know if it's the best DC show that ever came out. I think it is. It's on the level of Daredevil, because Daredevil is really good, but Penguin, it's really up there so far, especially with the latest episode that we've got. Not saying that the other DC shows are bad. Obviously, they tackle more that superhero aspect that we've known to love, but because Penguin is taking place in the Elseworld in Gotham, which again, the whole Batman mythos is more crime grounded, gritty. In the early years of Batman, it was definitely a bit more that realistic route when it's just Batman taking on the Maronis and Falcone families in his first 2 years of being Batman. I'm not fully crazy about the Batman lore. I just love his villains more and his sidekicks. Never crazy about Batman. I do like him, but yeah, he's not top 10 favorite DC heroes. Sorry to break you guys' heart. But I love that we are dealing with the repercussions of Riddler's actions from the Batman, from the get-go of the show. That Gotham is flooded, people have died, and now a lot of the crime families are taking advantage of that, especially Penguin, and now he's going to make his way up to the top in the crime world of Gotham. He's basically being the little finger of this show, just manipulating these two crime families to go to war against each other, but we do see Penguin's softer side than just being a crazy whack job with a gun, just like how Victor sees him. That whole scene in the bathroom with Penguin and Victor, so good. How basically Penguin was hurt, that's how Victor see him that way. Truly tremendous scene. And the entire part with Oz dealing with his mom having dementia, and the fact that he keeps her a secret, telling everyone she passed away, is also pretty interesting. I guess in a way so that other rival mobsters or any gang members won't attack his weakness, which is his mother. Jesse Eisenberg may be a shit Lex Luthor, but he did tell the truth of one thing though.
Every boy's special lady is his mother.
Having his mom justify his actions at the start of the scene, which was killing Alberto out of rage, is just, that scene is just so moving. Again, I don't know, it's like, again, your mom's always got your back no matter what. Who gives a shit what people say when they say mama's boy, alright? Mom's always there. I know not a lot of people can relate, but it's true. And can we stop a minute to talk about Colin Farrell's best performance, probably his best role. I don't know. If there's another movie that he's so good like this, please tell me. I don't watch him enough in a lot of stuff. The first movie I've seen him in was Daredevil. But there hasn't really been a film or TV show that definitely got my attention that had Colin Farrell. He seems like one of those underrated actors. We get a glimpse of it in The Batman and he was so good, but here we get a whole show about him. And the fact that he has to go through a 6-hour process for the prosthetics is amazing. And he acts through it. It was probably a struggle for him. The guy deserves an Emmy for all of this, man. Like, he's hardly recognizable. But I think I heard some complaints where people say, why couldn't they just get, I don't know, a fat guy or someone to be Oswald? Well, I'm pretty sure Colin Farrell's acting proved all those people wrong, hopefully. Unless they're still whining about they should have just got a fat guy, but I don't know. And the fact that they never watered down Penguin as a villain is also surprising. Because normally when you make a show starring a villain of a previous entry, you totally 180 them to the point that they're just basically the hero. And that the only bad things they're doing is just bad-mouthing in a very comedic way or some shit. Huh, you know what? That actually sounds like Agatha. Because that's all she's been doing. She's just bad-mouthing and hasn't done full-on villainous stuff. Yeah, I heard she sucked the life out of the fire witch, but apparently it looked like an accident. So it doesn't really count unless she was intentionally wanting to kill her. Plus, who gives a shit about that character? I mean, moving on. Here in Penguin, Oz hasn't changed at all. He's still lying, scheming, making shit up. He's doing whatever it takes to save his own ass, murdering people. But I do think the whole mother aspect shows a bit of humanity within the character. That he's not entirely evil in the way. Plus, we get a glimpse of his beliefs with that scene with him and Victor. How there's no right or wrong. It's mainly doing whatever it takes to survive.
You still think there's good and bad, right and wrong? There ain't. There's just this. Survival, security, pleasure.
To be the top dog, taking whatever you want. And it'll be interesting to see how the show's gonna end, because after episode 4, I had no clue what's going on now. I don't know what to expect. The fact that Sophia killed the entire family and now she's in charge is totally insane. Which we gotta save the next best character for last, Sophia Falcone. I wasn't expecting her to look like this because obviously, for those of you who know from the comics or animations, Sophia Falcone is a big woman. Not in the say like she's fat or something. I'm saying huge woman. Like, she'll knock your ass out to the ground woman. In here, she's just normal looking, you know? She's very attractive. And apparently she's from How I Met Your Mother. She plays the mother in the show. I don't know. I don't watch sitcoms. I care very little about them. Sorry, but not sorry. But holy shit, she is so good. From the flashback episode alone, her acting range is unreal. She just acts like a very spoiled, very uptight brat. Not spoiled, but you know what I mean. Very uptight type of lady. And then after the whole sequence with the Arkham Asylum stuff, total transformation. Just acts all creepy, very crazy in a way. It's hard to explain, but you know what I mean. It's just a drastic transformation. But after seeing what she's been through, it is crazy. And the world building is so good. The fact that we get to see what being a patient at Arkham Asylum is like, especially to someone like Sophia, who is an innocent woman being thrown in because her father didn't want to get caught. The fact that he was the one strangling those women, hanging them up, making it look like it was, self-deletion. When we know that information from the Batman with the whole Selina Kyle side of things. So I do like that we connect the dots from there. And I know normally we always say that, the female character takes over the main character that the show's named after type of trope, because it's becoming a thing where we have certain characters just steal the spotlight from the main character. But I don't think it's that. I mean, we only had one episode dedicated towards Sophia, but really it's Oswald and Sophia's story and the rivalry between the two, because now we know what the relationship was like in that flashback. That Oz did care for Sophia at one point, but now later down the line he just just goes, yeah, screw her. It's all about me. I'm doing this for me now. Which I'm glad they didn't drag that for too long with Penguin pretending to be her friend, because now she knows that Oz killed her brother. She's out for blood. To be honest, I thought she was going to find out near the end of the season, but I'm glad that she knows now halfway through, because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know what her next action is as head of the Falcone family, but Oz knows that he is initially so I would say the show's pacing is really darn good. Makes me wonder if Batman is ever going to show up. I know some fans would want Batman to show up because, you know, it's becoming a big deal and it makes sense for him to pop up and deal with the situation. But I'm not getting my hopes up with it. I'll be surprised if they manage to get Robert Pattinson back as Batman, or they'll just do some sort of weird way where it could be a stunt double and you don't really see his face. Maybe when Sophia Falcone finally encounters Batman, we get to see her point of view of how Batman enslaves fear towards his enemies. I think that'll be an interesting take to do, because again, we're not following Batman in this show. We're following the points of view of Oz and Sophia. Plus, it could come off as a pretty scary scene. You know, make it like a horror aspect, but they won't do it. They won't do it. But the show's good anyways, so I don't know. It could surprise me, because I know Matt Reeves has said that he's not going to that fantastical side of Batman. It's all going to be super realistic, and I think that's fine. It makes sense in this Earth of Batman, which is crazy to say from me, because I am not the kind that could honestly care for realistic settings of a TV show. Like, I like mob stories, I like those kinds of stories, but that's if the writing and the acting is really good. I'm definitely more leaning towards fantasy. That's why I like superheroes. Superheroes more fantasy-like, and that's why I wasn't really crazy about Batman, because Batman is just a guy in a suit. But I get his morals, like that part of the character is so good. But yeah, it takes a lot to convince me that, oh, I gotta watch this show or movie. I go, well, it's based on something that I guess could happen in our world, but I'm more interested in exploring worlds that are beyond us, you know, like Star Wars, Blade Runner, Lord of the Rings. Those worlds are so much more interesting to me. But as of recent, we've been getting so much shit when it comes to fantasy type settings. A lot of the writing is shit. And I just go, well, if Star Wars and Marvel don't want to do it, at least I got animation, you know, Arcane, still a great show, excited for season 2. And Dragon Dogma is also pretty entertaining. Yeah, Penguin's a huge surprise to me, especially with a more realistic setting. It's just, yeah, normally I shouldn't like it, but I do like it. I just love the writing behind it. And the world of Gotham was always great to explore. And the characters are just fantastic. But yeah, those are my thoughts of Penguin so far. It's not like a proper review, but it's just me just talking to you, just really getting giddy about it. I haven't been this freaking excited for a show in a long time. But hey, those are the opinions from a Gumby.